Today's story is an unconventional story. We live in a fast-changing world where unconventional things happen daily. It is a world of absurdity and the breaking of social, political, and religious boundaries. The story of Madame Sandra, the Tigress Queen, otherwise known as the Iron Lady, is one such story. Take a listen as you watch to the end. I was in the kitchen, stirring a pot of egusi soup when I heard the first hit. A sharp thundering slap that traveled through the rooms with its echoes. It was as loud as the bashing of a car against a wall. My hands froze mid-stir. The spoon clattered against the pot. My heart lurched. I ran out of the kitchen, expecting to see Olga disciplining one of the housemaids, or maybe even scolding Madame for something petty. But to my shock, it was Madame, tall, graceful, and beautiful in her evening gown, raining blows on Olga. My Olga, Dr. Larry. For a brief moment I stood gasping. My legs felt weak, my breath trapped in my throat. "Get out of this place!" she roared, her eyes flashing with rage. I tiptoed back into the kitchen like a duck beaten by rain, my hands trembling as I grabbed the edge of the counter for support. The hitting came again and again and again. Each slap sent echoes through the large house, followed by the sound of breaking glass. My whole body quivered. I held my tummy, tightened my thighs, and quaked like an old grinding machine struggling to work. "You are a useless man. A useless medical doctor for that matter." Madame's voice thundered, her rage unrelenting. I squeezed my eyes shut, unable to believe what I was hearing. Dr. Larry was one of the best neurosurgeons in the city. He was kind, respected, and gentle to a fault. Why would a wife raise her hand against such a man? Why did he allow it? Where did he get this uncommon meekness? Then I heard it. Olga's voice, low, broken, pleading. "No more, Sandra, please. I beg you." A sharp cry tore from my lips, and I quickly covered my mouth. Olga was wailing. A full-grown man, weeping like a child. I hesitated before peeping again. Blood. Just blood everywhere. Olga lay face flat on the cold marble floor. His white shirt now crimson with his own blood. Madame stood over him, breathing heavily, staring at him with no sign of remorse. The glass jug she had hit him with lay in jagged pieces around his body. Tears clouded my vision. My hands shook as I sneaked out of the kitchen, my fingers fumbling to dial emergency services. I didn't expect them to arrive anytime soon. Our emergency response was sluggish at best, absent at worst, but they surprised me. The call went through. "All right," the female voice said. "Help is on the way," she said assuredly. Minutes passed like hours. When they finally arrived, they stormed in with an urgency that surprised me. They lifted Olga onto a stretcher, his face swollen, his left eye already closing up soaked with blood. His arm dangled, possibly broken. A nurse pressed a cloth to his head to stop the bleeding. The police led Madame away, gripping her arms like a common criminal. Her eyes, once filled with fiery rage, now burned with something else, contempt. She turned to me, lips slightly parted. Even without words, I heard the curse escape her breath. Her eyes bore into mine, full of silent threats. Cold shiver ran down my spine. I pitied her, but I wept for Dr. Larry. Days later, I visited Dr. Larry at the hospital. He was propped up on the bed, his left eye covered with bandages. The bruises on his face had deepened into dark shades of purple and blue. He moved his arm with great care. The pain was unimaginable. Moments later, his identical twin brother, Barrister Lewis, walked in. He shook my hand as I stood up in reverence to greet him. He was muscular and the direct opposite of Dr. Larry. He had flown in from St. Kitts where he lived with his family. "You mean your wife did this to you?" he asked, boiling with righteous anger. "She almost killed me," Dr. Larry muttered weakly, staring at him vacantly. "But, brotherly, you are a disgrace to manhood. Why did you allow Sandra to manhandle you like this without a defensive pushback?" He walked in a circle, rubbing his big palm on his head and then down to his face. He hit the white hospital wall twice in anger. He turned and faced me. He held my two arms. "Thank you for making that all-important telephone call. She would have killed my beloved brother for me. Thank God she did not succeed." He moved closer to his brother and perked his chin. "I am here for you. I will see to it that she pays for her godless action." He examined his brother's big arm sealed with bandage. "And when I am through with her in her next world, she would prefer to be a man and not a woman for goodness sake." He wailed bitterly. I nodded, unable to speak. What was there to say? I did not have anything to say. I was ashamed of myself that I had nothing meaningful to say. How did one comfort a man beaten by his wife? Or engage his learned brother in a conversation? The law must have its due course, Barrister Lewis said with an air of finality. Olga's healing process was as long as the court case. He was taken into the theater thrice for surgeries. All effort to get bail for Sandra was vehemently resisted by the judge. I have never seen or heard of this kind of thing before in my over 35 years as a jury. He lamented after examining the pictures the prosecutor presented as exhibits. During a meeting, Sandra's family requested an out-of-court settlement, but the request was trampled upon by Barrister Lewis. He did not allow his parents to have their say on the matter. Vera, Sandra's sister, looked at him disdainfully and said, "You're not the judge, and to the best of my knowledge you're not the law." A hushed silence descended in the room. Barrister Lewis turned sharply to look at the young lady speaking. He wanted to pounce on her but thought otherwise. "We do not approve of my sister's behavior whatsoever. Please give her a second chance. Her action is despicable for sure, and as a family we regret what she has done. Such a person should not live under the roof of a man. She is a dangerous Homo sapien that should be kept in solitary confinement," Barrister Lewis stated. All efforts to persuade Barrister Lewis to give Sandra a second chance went down the drain. Sandra's mum wept all day long and her father gnashed his teeth in grief. She had nicknamed her the Tigress Queen, due to her frequent bombastic eruption of anger. He provided counseling and even thought of subjecting her to deliverance, all in an effort to curtail her exponential outburst at every slightest provocation. Her eventual announcement of having found a heartthrob was breaking news. Will this kind of person be able to live under the roof of a man? One of her neighbors wondered after watching her combat skill as a college girl. Dr. Larry's twin brother, Barrister Lewis, made sure that Madam faced the wrath of the law. He pursued the case relentlessly, ensuring that justice was served. His determination left no room for mercy. I attended one of the court hearings. That was the day I was invited to give an eyewitness account of what transpired between the couple. Sadly, Sandra received the maximum penalty for her actions after 2 years of legal battle. Months later, I visited Madam now at the correctional center. She has become a prisoner. The court jailed her. She was charged guilty for attempted murder, assault with intent to kill or cause serious harm, which of course include breaking bones or causing permanent disability. When the warder brought her, she looked different. Her fine clothes were replaced with a rough, dull blue uniform. Her long nails were now chipped. Her beauty dimmed and her hair was naturally braided. "It was the devil," she whispered when the warder walked away. Her voice lacked the authority it once carried that made me shiver most often. The devil. I wanted to yell at her, shake her, and make her realize what she had done. Instead, I merely smiled weakly and patted her shoulder. "The devil indeed," I muttered. If only the devil could be arrested to confess his involvement in the nefarious crime, she wouldn't be here. I handed her the little gifts I had brought, including her favorite meal, fufu and egusi soup. In all, Dr. Larry survived his wife's battery, but his left eye, a scar for life, is a quick reminder that what a man can do, a woman can do it better. I hope you enjoyed the story with lots of questions in mind. Let's have your say in the comments section. Kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel to get notifications for more engaging stories.